Today, I'm going to talk about one toxic nice guy habit that will eliminate your chances, even with a woman who's initially attracted to you. And this is treating her like a friend. A lot of guys put themselves in the friend zone by treating her like a friend. This starts even in the first date. You start treating her like a friend and not being physical, not flirting, not letting your intentions be known. And it's frustrating for many women. I've talked to many women and they say, I'm confused. Is he not attracted to me? Is it something I'm wearing? Do I look underweight, overweight, whatever it is? They're all in their heads too. So they think they have some problem and then they get anxiety and they lose attraction because instead of turning them on, making them forget the masculine world, making them forget their work, making them forget their stress, you're just adding more stress to her already stressful life. So of course she's not going to call you back if you just stress her out more. So you can't leave any ambiguity. You can't leave any confusion. When you're with her as her lover. You're not with her as a friend. She's not your mommy. She's not your little cousin. She's not some girl from church. She's your lover, and you have to treat her differently than other women. And there always needs to be some sort of sexual overtone and dominant and submissive overtone to the way you're interacting with her. So yeah, you might do friendly things together, like, getting coffee, grocery shopping. These are things that couples do, but you get very familiar. So it's easy to fall back into the friend zone and fall back into just being her friend. And yeah, you can be her best friend, her confidant, the person she can tell everything to. But there's certain things you want to avoid. And you don't want to basically fall into the friend zone either on the first date or deep into the relationship many years in. And there's many ways that guys do that. So you have to avoid that. You have to always treat her the way you did on the first date. That's the thing. Guys think they can get complacent when they're a few months in. And then guys who are typically very nice guys types who are not confident and they don't have high self-esteem, and they think just by being nice and manipulating and giving to get, they can get what they want, and that's not the way it works. You have to be real, you have to be yourself, you have to be honest, and you can't treat her like a friend. So that means when you're with her, you have to treat her like a lady. Call her a nickname or babe or love or whatever and be very affectionate. Look deep into her eyes. You're not going to do that with your friends. You got to look deep into her eyes when she's talking to you. When she's talking to you, be present. Don't be surfing on your phone. Like if my best friend was talking some crap to me about politics, I could be surfing my phone and be listening to him and paying full attention. I don't give a shit whether he thinks I'm listening or not or whatever. If it's my boss, definitely I'm going to be looking like I'm paying attention. And probably looking close to his eyes, if not in his eyes, to let him know I'm paying the hell attention. When my woman's talking to me, of course, I'm going to be looking right at her. And she's knowing that I'm listening to her and paying attention. And I have a thoughtful and witty response to what she's saying usually. And so you have to be fully present. I personally open the doors. So if we're going somewhere in the car, I open her door and shut it. If we're going into a restaurant, I open the door. I pull out her chair if we're at the restaurant. Those small details will separate you from 95% of men. And it is classy And just like wearing a suit and you having those small skills turns her on, and you're also controlling the situation and her movement, and it's a little dance. So it's kind of a dominant and submissive thing. They like it. It's not about what you like or understand. It's about what they like, and this is what they like. So we don't have to understand the logic behind it. They like it to be guided what to do. So you can't let her talk about her exes and like you're her one of her guy friends she complains about the bad boys too, and you don't really need to hear all of that because it's going to just create jealousy and comparison, and it's kind of toxic. Like if she's complaining about her ex to you, then probably one day she'll be complaining about you to some other guy. So it's just not good to conjure up the past. It's just not good vibes. It's not good energy. And that's something she does with her gay male friends and her girlfriends. And I love gay male friends and I love girlfriends. And I have nothing against them. But that's a conversation she should be having with them. Is complaining about her ex. All her traumas from whatever exes she had. You don't really need to know that. So that's more something she'd do with her friends. Her actual friends, not her lover. So when she brings that stuff up, you need to shut it down really quick in a loving way and be like, I really don't feel comfortable talking about this. So if we could not talk about exes and stuff, I'd really appreciate it because nothing positive in the past has come up for me from talking about past relationships because it kind of manifests that. So I know you want to talk about it, but I don't think it'd be good for our relationship. So please don't. Like explaining why, saying it in a loving way. And when you explain why and say it in a loving way, they understand and they won't do it. So setting those boundaries. You can't always be talking on the phone with her a lot when you're not with her, because that's something she does with her girlfriends and her gay male friends and the her simp orbiter types who are always trying to get it in with her but they just don't have the guts to, and they're in the friend zone. That's what that's what she does with them, but she's not going to do that with you because you're busy, you have things going on. You have to be at the gym. You have meetings. You have a life. You're planning all the things that you have to do and manifesting your dreams and thinking big and making the next step in your life. And you don't have time to be chasing after her. And you don't have time to be talking to her on the phone for 1 or 2 hours a day. Like, a few minutes is fine if she calls you, but you have to be busy. And also when you're living together, you have to be busy. And I think it's really healthy to have separate hobbies. I think the sexual polarity goes down when couples who do everything together and you don't have healthy friends of the same gender. Like you don't have good men who are solid who call you out on your shit to hang out with, and she didn't have good women to hang out with, and the quality of your friends makes you as a person. So you are the sum total of all your friends. So if her friends or your friends are toxic or addicts or whatever, you're gonna end up like that too. So it's better to not have friends than have bad ones. But seeking out positive people, going to a gym, going to groups, and having your tribe and having your hobbies outside of the relationship, I think that's really healthy. And that's also one way you avoid being her friend, because her friend is like whoever she's going to do the pottery class with or whatever her hobby is. Let's say she does whatever. I'm trying to think of some feminine thing. because men do yoga too. She does Pilates. So she goes to Pilates with her girlfriend. So that's something they do together, and you go and lift weights with your buddies or whatever, fishing, hunting. That's very healthy. And that's how you avoid getting friendly, is not doing every little thing. But I still love grocery shopping with my girl. I love doing the everyday things, like things around the house, like assembling furniture together, going grocery shopping, doing the couple things, going to IKEA, that's fine. But if you genuinely don't want to go, like I will go sometimes to the mall, but if it's to go to Bath and Body Works and to go to all these girly places to buy girly things, let her go with her girlfriends. Like, that's the way you separate it, is having your own life and having something going on outside of her. These are all things I talked about to avoid the nice guy trait of being seen as a friend. And the most important thing I'm going to end with is letting your intent be known. So from the first date to your last day together, I mean, you might be too old in your last day together to be coherent, but from the first date, you need to let your intent be known that you are sexually attracted to her. She needs to know that you're attracted to her. So whether it's through compliments, whether it's through touching, smacking her butt, whatever it is, telling her how good she looks in that outfit, telling her how that color really suits her, telling her how good a certain body part of her that you genuinely like, giving a genuine, real compliment to her, and letting her know your intentions, that you want to do this and this to her, or whatever. It has to be in your own way. So, and I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, so I'm not going to give you what dirty talk to say, but you have to think about it from your own mind. What body part of hers do you like? What specific acts do you like doing? Do you have any nicknames or code words for these acts? Or whatever you like to do, kinks. You have to work out this communication with your woman, the way you touch her, the way you look at her. Looking at her like she's like a juicy piece of steak that you just want to eat. Like looking at her with that desire, like she's a piece of food and you just want to eat her. Like she's a piece of food. Or she's like a cold beer you just want to drink. Like looking at her with that desire. Giving her the look. Being present. Telling her. Not asking, but telling her what to do and what you want to do to her. These are all things that separate you from the guys in the friend zone. And when you get familiar, it's a temptation to be nice all the time and treat her like she's your best friend, and you all familiar, do everything together, and you lose the sexual polarity in your relationship if you stop doing these things. And if you're not letting your intent be known, touching her, flirting with her, putting your hands on her, touching your favorite parts of her, even in public, if you're not doing that from the first day, you're going to be in the friend zone. So I think I've given it to you. So I'm going to be talking about more nice guy habits that are easy to stop doing if you're aware of it. And if you have that self-awareness, situational awareness to stop these nice guy habits and be aware when you're doing it, because it's very hard when you've been doing something for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years to stop doing it. So I feel for you. I have a lot of empathy for all of you, and I know it's hard to stop bad habits, but you have to start now. Start today after you turn off this video and stop your nice guy habits. Read the book, No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover. No More Mr. Nice Guy. Way of the Superior Man by David Data. Those two, read them 10 times, memorize it, internalize it. But I'm going to give you the best things out of them. And you need to kill the nice guy in yourself. Make a plan and purpose for your life and have the right mindset. If you're having trouble making a plan and sticking to it and becoming that person you want to be internally today and getting to where you want to be, I'm here for you with coaching. I'll leave my information below. We can work together and I'll walk with you to get you where you want to be. But I'll be honest with you, coaching is a luxury. You should only get coaching if you can't figure it out with these videos. I have plenty of clients. I'm doing well. This YouTube project is a passion of mine, and I want to get information for free to people so they can help themselves. And they can change their lives without having to pay me a cent. I'm not in this for me. It's my passion to help you. And I want you to change your life and internalize what I put in this video today. And anyone this helps, I'm happy. It's a passion of mine. But if you need coaching and you can't figure it out on your own or within your existing support systems, my email is below. We can work out a plan for you. And initially we can talk a little bit and figure out what works for you, what kind of coaching or consulting plan is going to fit you. So I'll leave my information below. Please listen to this again so you really get it. And to learn things, you're going to have to listen to them over and over again so you internalize the information. So I will leave you with that. Have a great day. I love you all. Take care. Talk to you soon.